Alright guys, so before I start this video, I just want to say thank you guys for all the support. You know, 10K has been crazy. I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't have faith in myself when it came to YouTube, especially hitting this kind of a milestone, to think that 10,000 people are subscribed to something I do on the internet. I think that's just crazy. And if you guys know me as, you know, like a real person, you guys know me well. You know, I've overcome a lot of things on the internet. I know that sounds really cringy, really corny, whatever you want to call it. But I've overcome a lot of things on the internet, and, you know, I've been banned from Twitch. I've gotten banned on multiple things. You know, I've been through a lot of, you know, unfortunate scenarios that, you know, are technically my fault. But just being able to reach this milestone is just absolutely unbelievable. But today's video, I know it's 10K, and I know you're supposed to celebrate 10K, which, you know, I am celebrating 10K. It is crazy how we got here. But since we are at such a large number, I want to share, you know, something that I've never shared with anyone in my entire life except for, you know, my family and my real close friends in real life. You know, there's people I know in real life that are my close friends and they don't even know this about me. So this is going to take a lot out of me. I might be a little emotional during this video. I'm not going to use a face cam for this video. I apologize. But I just want to get this off my chest because I know a lot of people wonder about me, you know. A lot of things going on in my life that I don't talk about, and, you know, some people suspect some things. You know, some people have thought, I've talked about it briefly in streams and stuff like that, but I've never actually gotten into full detail about, you know, my life story and stuff like that. So this is going to be my my 10K video, which is going to be my life story. Now, there's a lot of things I want to talk about. I want to try and touch on everything I can. So please stick with me throughout the entire video, and I'm gonna try and not lose you guys as much as I can. Like I said, I'm gonna be all over the place. It's a very emotional thing for me to talk about. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. So to start things off, it basically all started when I was younger. I was living with my parents, of course. When I was younger, I was living with my two other brothers. I have three brothers, but all of us lived together except for one. He got separated at a young age. He got taken away by the police, put into foster care at a very young age. I still remember that day. The cops came in and took him away, and I remember he had this like fire truck. And this is really weird. Every time I see a fire truck, I always think of my younger brother. We don't really have a good relationship, but that's when it all started. Was when that happened. And it's unfortunate because our relationships have really, you know, have altered, and we don't even talk. Like, we don't even none of our family members talk to him. But, you know, it is what it is. So that it all happened then, and, you know, I was young. I didn't really know much about anything. I was living with my parents, and, you know, I love my mom with all of my heart. But my mom and dad have been separated. I was never with my mom and dad when they were together. I was too young. But when I was with them, I was too young to know. I learned eventually when I grew up that my dad used to hit my mom, used to beat my mom all the time. So my mom and dad, you know, they split up. They never filed for an actual divorce, so they are technically still married on paper, but they are 100% not together. So I moved in with my mom, but, you know, when I was younger, I loved my mom so much that, you know, I didn't really like pay attention to anything extra. I wasn't really aware of anything. I was young. You know, I just cared about my mom a lot, man. Like, I still do. And you know, there's things that would happen when I was younger. My brothers were older, and they tried to shelter me from it. You know, they tried to shield it from me because I didn't even know about that when I was younger. But basically, my mom, we all lived with my mom. My mom used to go out late at night all the time, and I remember being young, man. My mom used to go out, and I used to sit at the window in our little apartment, townhouse, whatever it was, in a really sketchy neighborhood. And I used to always wait for my mom to come home. I'd stay up all night, every night. I'd stay up to like 4 or 5 in the morning until she got home. When she got home, I'd be like, "Mom, where were you?" She'd say she's at a friend's house, whatever. You know, I wouldn't think too much of it. I was young, and I was just happy my mom was home. Sometimes she'd bring me home like treats and stuff like that, you know, like chips and pop and, you know, stuff that a little kid likes. And, you know, that kind of blinded me to the fact to what was going on. And, you know, things went on and stuff like that. And I started growing up, and I started getting older. And my brothers told me that she's a crack addict, and she was highly addicted to crack, and that's what she used to do. She used to go out every night and get high and shit, and, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, I was so young that I didn't know, bro. I didn't know what was going on, and I just didn't know. Sorry if I'm just rambling on here. It's it just brings back a lot of memories. But my brothers finally filled me in on that when I was about probably, I don't even know what age they filled me in that on, but she, like, the addiction was so bad, bro. I can't tell you guys how bad the addiction was. She still cared about us, like I know she did, but there's just, I guess when you're an addict, it's just, it gets so bad to a certain point where you can't really control what you're doing anymore. And you know, I don't blame my mom at all. Like, you know, like, she still cared about us. She still tried to take care of us the best she could. She was a single mother living with 3 kids in a townhouse, paying for her everything on her own. To be honest with you, bro, I don't even know how she got the money, thinking about it now. Like, telling you guys this story, I don't know how she got the money to afford to live there, but it was so bad. She used to sell our games. She used to sell our consoles. Like, my brother would wake up in the middle of the morning, middle of the night, to go play his PS4 or PS2. Sorry, not PS4, PS2. And she used to pawn it at the pawn shop so she could buy crack cocaine and she could support her habit. It got so bad where she used to sell everything. The addiction turned into other things that she used to do. She used to have obsessive compulsive disorder. She used to wash dishes with Javix and shit like that. Her hands used to be all fucked up from that. And, you know, it just little shit like that that had a huge impact on just how she acted. And, like, it literally destroyed her as a person. Like, I go back sometimes and I look at, like, how she was in high school, bro. She was a beautiful woman, you know. She still is, like, in my eyes. She was a beautiful woman, and, you know, she was an amazing person. She's, like, she still is. I'm not taking anything away from her. Like, I love my mom with all my heart. But, like, she's an amazing person, and it's crazy to see the change that crack cocaine can have, and it's just unreal. So, eventually it got really bad, and I think she was selling out of the house or something like that. I don't know, something like that. So eventually our house got raided. Apparently I don't know if this is exactly true because I never talked about the story after this, but apparently our house got raided and they found crack cocaine in the wall. And I'm not too sure if she went to jail or not. This is still when I was young, but as it happened, I was next door at a friend's house and I literally watched the police march into my fucking little townhouse, bro. And then I ended up getting taken into foster care. This is around the age of, I want to say 13. I'm not too sure. You guys got to understand that this is, like, hard for me to remember, and I don't really like remembering stuff like this. So I think it was 13 when I finally got placed into care for my first time ever. And that was a big adjustment, bro. I don't know if you guys know what foster care is, but basically what foster care is it's for people who don't have families that can, you know, take care of them necessarily. It doesn't mean you're a problem child all the time. It just means sometimes your family situation isn't working out, and that's how it was for me. You know, I wasn't a problem child. I mean, I lived in a pretty sketchy area. I lived in a very sketchy thing. You know, I did some pretty fucked up shit when I was younger. Nothing too serious. I would, like, egg cars and stuff like that, but it was basically my family situation wasn't stable. So I went into my first foster home, and it was hard adjusting, man. I technically became a problem child, I guess you could say. Not really a problem child, but I didn't fuck with the whole system, you know. I came from a family where, you know, we were taught to do everything ourselves, and we were taught to, you know, we're the only ones we have, you know. My family was the only people we have, and everyone else to us were enemies. That's basically what it was. Like, our family, like, we had each other's backs, bro. It was ride or die like that. Like, my 2 brothers, like, that's how it was, man. Like, we always look out for each other. We still do to this day. And, you know, every time I was placed in a home, bro, I just thought of them as enemies, and it would just lead to bad relationships. I ended up bouncing around to, like, 6-7 homes, and all the people who look after you, bro, you know they're in it for the money. Like, that's just how it is. You know they're just there to get their paycheck. I ended up living at one home, which was about when I was around 17, 18. I ended up getting injured. That's when I lost my eye. The people I live with, they used to make me work fucking labor, bro. I used to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning. 5 a.m. in the morning. I used to work till 6 p.m. I would get paid $75 a week doing that from Monday to Friday. And if I didn't do it, they would, like, shut off the internet and stuff like that. Like, they would punish me for not working child labor. And I didn't know any better. I'm just like, you know, I have a home to live in, whatever. Like, I would fight it and stuff like that, but I didn't want to go without internet. I didn't want to go without being bored the whole day, you know, so I ended up doing it and shit like that. But foster home was just, like, I have nothing against foster care. It's just that wasn't for me. And, you know, my whole mind was on, you know, getting out, seeing my family and stuff like that. And whatever. So during that time period, I ended up moving in with my dad. My dad's a fucking idiot. I hate that guy with all of my heart, bro. That guy's a scumbag. If I ever saw that guy, I'm older now, I'd fucking punch that guy right in the face. But I ended up living with him, and that just didn't work out. He wasn't stable enough. He used to, you know, fucking do lines of blow and drink and fucking party and shit like that, and all that stuff. So that didn't work out. So eventually I got out of care and I moved in with this one lady. I'm going to keep names out of this just for the sake of, you know, maybe this video getting, like, you know, more views than I expected. I don't want anyone contacted, anyone looked up and stuff like that. But I ended up moving in with this, like, this loving lady, man. Basically like my mom. I never be able to call another lady mom because my mom means everything to me. But I moved in with her, and you know, I actually felt like I had a home there, you know, like I actually felt like I had a family there. But, you know, going back to, if you're not at my actual family, you're enemies to me. And that's how my attitude was, bro. That's just how I thought. And it didn't work out. I was disrespectful, and I was just a very, very ignorant person at that time in my life. I was in a very bad state of mind. So that didn't work out. And then I finally moved out on my own. And, you know, I lived on my own. I was doing well. I'm still doing well, but I moved out on my own. So that's kind of getting out of, like, the foster care perspective of things. So I was in foster care for probably 8-9 years of my life. And it fucking sucked, bro. Like, that shit, I wish I had a normal childhood, you know? Like, I always think back to this. Like, there'll be nights I'll lay in bed, bro, and I'll just start crying for no reason. Like, it's not because I'm depressed, just because, you know, I think of all these times, like, you know, what happened if, you know, my mom wasn't involved with drugs? You know, what happened if I was still living with my parents? Like, there's a lot of things in life that you need your family for. Like, you need your mom, you need your dad. and there's situations in life that still happen today that, you know, I need my parents. I need to be able to have that person to, you know, reach out to. And I don't, man. I just don't. I can't get myself to pick up the phone and I can't get myself to pick up the phone and call my mom. Like, it's been so long. It's been so long since, you know, I've tried to pick up the phone and call my mom and, you know, just have a normal conversation. Because, like, I can't, bro. It's just, it's too much for me to do that. It's just, like, this is the hardest thing for me to say. But the next time I'll speak to my mom or see my mom is at a funeral. And that just to, you know, swallow that. It's just, you know, it's all right. Just to be able to say that out loud is just, I have no words for that. Like, I can't say that and not get upset. Like, it's just, like, the matter of the fact. Like, that's the only time I'll ever see her again. I can't get myself to do it. The last time I saw my mom was probably around 2 years ago. We went as a family to get dinner or whatever, and, you know, drugs, they do things to a person's image, you know, especially crack cocaine. It does a lot in your physical appearance, especially your face and stuff like that. Like, if you ever seen, like, heroin addicts, crack addicts, you know, they look rough. And we took my mom out for dinner one night, and she doesn't like going out, obviously, for many reasons. And we took her out to dinner one night. It's the last time I saw her, and You know, our whole family was there. Even my younger brother that we don't even talk to no more. We finally reunited, whatever. And my mom was going to get food. It was a buffet, and she was going to get food. And I remember everybody in the restaurant just staring at her like she was a fucking alien. And that broke my fucking heart. And I don't know if you guys ever felt that before, but that was one of the most, pardon me, that was one of the most hardest things I've ever had to go through in my life. And I'm not kidding you when I tell you this. My brothers, they don't fuck around with shit. Like, they're very straight up about things, and you know, they're about it. You know what I mean? Like, they grew up in a very bad situation. They made the most of what they could. And you know, they wanted to fucking knock anybody out who was looking at my mom wrong, and I had to literally sit there and convince them to not do anything, because I wasn't trying to sit there and have my brothers charge, you know, for shit like that, for something stupid. But that was easily one of the hardest moments in my life, to have people sit there and stare at my mom like she wasn't a fucking human being. But I haven't talked to my mom since then, so it's been longer than 2 years. It's definitely been longer than that, but I can't get myself to call. I can't get myself to do anything, you know, like, that's just the gist of it, man. Like, I can't even, like, gather my thoughts when I talk about this shit, bro. Like, and I literally can't have a conversation with someone and not, like, you know, get emotional about it, because there's always going to be that, you know, what if moment. You know, what if I had a normal fucking childhood and shit like that. But you know, throughout the times, it made us stronger. It made us, you know, grow closer in a way, because me and my brothers, we were each other's lifelines. We always look out for each other. I remember this one time I went out to a party, and my younger brother, me and my youngest brother, the guy we don't talk to anymore, he looks exactly like me. And I went out to a party. We're like twins. People say we're twins. He looks exactly like me. Went out to a party one time, and I got jumped by this fucking idiot, who thought I was my brother, because my brother fucked his girlfriend, and he thought I was my brother because we look alike. So he jumped me. He's a big ass dude, played on the football team. He's been to jail a couple times, whatever. Real scumbag loser. He jumped me one time, and I went home, whatever. Like, I was trying to leave. He like sucker punched me and shit, whatever. You know, he suckered me a couple times. You know, I wasn't gonna do anything. I was there with my girlfriend at the time, and you know, I'm just like, whatever. Let's meet up. So we met up. And he was going to jump me with all these guys, but I brought my brothers, bro. I brought my brothers, and they came with this dude. R.I.P. to that dude. He ended up getting, I'm not kidding, he ended up getting killed like a week later in Toronto. Rest in peace. But we ended up getting like a huge gang fight, bro. And I got hit in the eye with a bat. These fucking pussies brought weapons, and I ended up getting hit in the face with a bat, got my eye gushed out. But they got beat pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie, I got my ass kicked, but you know, I was the smallest dude out of everyone. And you know, my brothers were there, man. Pick up a phone at 2 a.m. in the morning. My brothers are sleeping. They get up and come and get in a fucking street fight for me, bro. Like, you guys, family, you know that shit's ride or die, bro. But that just puts it into perspective for you. And you know, my brothers, I'll never tell you what my brothers do, because that's just something I'll never do. It's no one's business. My mom's a different story, but my brothers, I'll never tell you guys anything about them personally. Just know that, you know, we all went through a lot of shit. You know, we all went through a lot of shit. And, you know, it is what it is. And at a young age, I learned a lot, bro. I learned a lot. I saw a 8-ball of crack cocaine when I was 14 years old. 14 years old. And there's a lot of stuff I left out. I'm probably going to try and touch on that here. But I saw a lot of stuff when I was younger, bro. I used to get in fights all the time. You know, school was never my strong suit. I fucking hated school. You know, I was always in trouble in the neighborhood and stuff. I was always getting myself in trouble, you know, fights and stuff like that. Always in the principal's office, you know, always in detention and stuff like that. But then when I grew up and I went out on my own, I told myself I wasn't going to be like that. And to this day, bro, I still pride myself on every single thing I do. I was never handed anything in my life. Ever was I handed anything in my life. Everything I've ever done, I work for. You know, and sometimes, you know, sometimes I feel like, you know, I don't have anyone to reach out to sometimes, you know, in real life, like my brothers and stuff. But, you know, that's always going to be a tainted relationship, no matter what goes on. So, you know, the internet, this stuff like this, like YouTube, Twitch, all that stuff, like, that's the reason why I do it. Is because there's people I can reach out to. You know, you guys listen to me. You know, you guys look up to me, so to say, whatever. And this is basically like my outlet. This is what I do. Like, this is how I express myself. And, you know, feeling welcomed is something I've never, like, feeling like I belonged, welcome, was never something I've ever felt in my life. And that's just being honest, bro. It started at a young age with my family, you know. Not saying I didn't feel welcome, but, you know, like, drugs were arguably chosen over us. Crack cocaine was arguably more important than us. And, you know, sometimes you can't control that if you're that much of an addict. I wasn't an addict, but, you know, that's just how it is. And I don't know, man. It's just, talking about this is crazy, bro. I can't believe I just told you guys all that. Like, I had to stop recording this video several times because I couldn't stop crying, bro, thinking about this shit. But I just want to let you guys know that after this video, I'm going hard, bro. This is motivation now. This is motivation. I've had so much obstacles in my way, you know, whether it be real life, whether it be on the internet. You know, the ban from Twitch was a huge setback, bro. I didn't believe in myself. I'm telling you right now, bro, I didn't believe in myself. And one of these times, my brother's taking care of my mom. So one of these times, what I want to do, guys, I want to do a charity stream for my mom. Everything's going to go towards my mom. Maybe after this video is out, maybe I'll upload the video, start the charity stream. Maybe we can raise like $1,000 or something. But I just want to thank you guys so much for making me feel at ease, making me feel peaceful, you know, having a place to go to where, you know, I feel down, you know, I feel shitty. And, you know, sometimes I can be perceived as a bad person, but, you know, that's not really who I am. Like, I'm trying to be a better person every single day. I got a lot of shit that I think about every day, a lot of shit on my plate with working, finding my own apartment, living by myself, no financial help from anyone. And you guys got to remember, I don't have no one to talk to when shit gets rough, bro. I don't. So, like, you know, when I'm having a bad day, my bad day is a terrible day. My terrible days, dude, like, it gets bad. Like, obviously, I've never thought about, like, fucking suicide and shit like that. You know, I never would. I never would take my own life, bro. But shit gets tough, man. Shit gets tough, man. It's no joke. Sometimes, you know, I'm just like, yo, life is crazy. But you know what? There's people in this world who don't even have their mom. Their moms aren't alive anymore. They didn't even get the chance to meet their moms. So, you know, I'm still blessed in a way. You know, I'm blessed. And I'm not trying to make you guys feel sorry for me or anything like that. I just want you guys to understand where I came from. I just want you guys to understand what I went through. This was a video to let you guys know about my life. There's probably some stuff I left out, but that gets to the gist of it. You know, crack cocaine, foster care, troubles, stuff like that. But hope this gave you guys a little bit more insight about my life, about me personally. I love you guys so much, man. Like, it's as cringy as that sounds, I really do. You guys have changed my life. As nerdy as that sounds, you guys really have. And to think that I have 10,000 people watching my channel is crazy. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, and nothing but positivity from here. I'm glad I could share this moment with you guys. Thank you for the love and the support. I will catch you guys later.